Welcome to the Retro Blood.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Retro Blood. As we finish up this look into the mind, the creative mind of one Lucio Fulci, as we explore the different creative sides he did in the 1980s, talking melted bodies, talking horny saxophone players, talking ripped conquest destroyers, talking evil spirits with the minds, and we finish up our look at this great director with probably one of his worst films I've ever seen him do, even though it was straight to video, so I guess he didn't really care. We are talking, if you all like gambling debt dudes who have to kill what do you call them, brides or something, or widowers who all have, for some reason, all have a fucked up face. Maybe that's like a gimmick they have in Italian. All the widows with rich man's money has all fucked up faces. If y'all like comedy, if y'all like pretty cool melted face scenes, but a boring storyline with some guy shadows trying to get him, then this is the direct home video release for you, brother, because the Retro Blood is talking all about Touch of Death. J.H. Alison, James Kline. What's happened, Alison? How is your gambling habit going on this week?
Oh God, what the fuck was this?
This was straight to home video, brother.
I'm still not sure what I watched. The thing that astounds me the most about this is how well this is regarded. Like, apparently people think this movie is good.
Oh, okay. I didn't read
from the
reviews
from some reviews that I've seen, and like is it supposed to be a comedy? I
think so.
Okay.
So like
yes, we're not even sure.
it's supposed to be a dark comedy. Like, I guess Fulci.
Okay.
You know, we'll get into when we talk about the history of why this shit was made. Apparently, there was like a whole line of direct-to-home video stuff, and I guess one of the movies that he, at first they wanted him to just direct, okay, but then he's like, "No, brother, I got a script for you.
I got a great idea."
And I guess this was fucking script that he wanted to do and direct, and I'm like, okay, I think he was just like playing around. You know what I mean? He just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make some goofy Italian trope killer movies. You know what I mean? With widowers with fucked up faces, and this guy who just has a gambling habit, and he's getting stalked to by a shadow and stuff. You know, and I guess it had a little bit of a charm. Maybe that's why a lot of horror fans out there like this. But I thought it was pretty boring. Besides the Fulci gore in this film, I thought it was like kind of. Maybe me and you, Alison. Maybe we're haters on the horror comedy, because I don't think we've ever done. Have we done a horror comedy that we liked yet?
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness.
If you count that, we did Army of Darkness, and like if you count the Evil Dead movies, but I don't really like horror comedies. I mean, I made that perfectly clear that I can't really think of any that I really like.
Yeah.
I mean, we did Saturday the 14th.
Oh God, that sucked.
And then you found, and then we did the sequel because the first one was so fantastic.
This one was better than that, though. This one was better than that.
Oh yeah, Saturday the 14th may be the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's definitely true.
It's bad. Yeah.
Check it out in the archives, everybody. Those are very interesting ones. I mean, I guess we did Beetlejuice. That was a horror comedy. That was pretty good.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good movie.
So so this one is the realm of the dark horror. You know what I mean? Or dark comedy.
Dark comedy. Yeah. I guess.
To me, okay, so, so since we've been exploring Fulci's 1980s career, obviously, we've done a lot of his famous movies back in our archives. Like, we did all the zombie movies. Everybody check those out. We did the New York Ripper. We did Manhattan.
We did Beyond.
The Beyond. We did all the trilogies from hell. You know, we've done a lot of the Fulci stuff, so we wanted to kind of like go through his whole catalog this month. Brother, this guy, when he gets close to the 90s, he just he's kind of phoning it in a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, like we talked about last week on one of our popular episodes. You know, after the I guess after the saxophone Pussy Destroyer movie, that was kind of like his last big release. Okay. And so now we're getting more like his like you know, underground work, you know, here in the 90s and stuff.
I guess so. Yeah. Like I don't like, you know, he would only, this was 88, he would die in 96. So, you know, he only had a few more years of life left, but it's hard for me to imagine. It's hard for me to believe that the guy who directed The Beyond also made this.
Yeah. Well, there was some trouble while making
you
these.
Don't say.
Which is like I feel like that's like when we talk about later Fulci work, I feel like there's always trouble. You know what I mean? He had trouble. He had trouble on Conquest, even though that movie was great.
It's hard for me to believe that the guy who made Conquest made this.
Yeah.
Even. I mean,
it's kind of, this one was, to me, it was just a little phoned in. You know, maybe it has a charm when it comes to other people who like, you know, horror movies and Fulci's work and stuff. Like I said before, besides, this is my personal opinion, besides the gore, I thought this movie was kind of boring. And like, it just was just like, besides, and also to the random newscast where they like, with no explanation of how they get this evidence, they keep finding out more about the killer. I thought that was actually kind of funny.
And then the composite picture of him at the end was fantastic. That was great.
Exactly.
It was.
It's like, it's clear to you, and it's like, and he's all like, "It's not me. It doesn't even look like me." And it's like, brother, it doesn't look like you. Okay, you're right. All right. So, but we'll get all into it. But yeah, I mean, very, you know, obviously Fulci, like we're saying, he's one of our favorite directors. But I think I could speak for yourself too, Alison. I think us, we're a fan of his earlier career. Like his earlier
for
stuff.
Sure. Yeah, so. For sure. Well, earlier than this, yeah. I mean, like we kind of picked him up in the late 70s, early 80s movies. I mean, he'd been making movies all the way since like the 50s, but I hadn't seen any of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of glad we did this just for the completion of the Fulci's career, but holy shit.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
We still have one we haven't done though. We haven't done Contraband.
Yeah, Contraband.
So maybe we'll do that at one point, probably.
Yeah. We'll have to add that in somewhere. So but let's get into it. Let's get into the history of what was going around the world of the metal and the pro wrestling around the release date of Touch of Death. Now, obviously, this one is a direct-to-home video release.
Yeah.
I scoured the internet to find an exact release. There's not one. I got 1988. I got 1989. I got when they filmed the fucking thing. So basically, we are just going to pick out two events that we found that happened around 1988. All right. So mine, I thought I'd be doing a little fun over here because, you know, Retro Blood's all about the fun, brother. All right. We like to have fun on here. I found a clip. I found a clip from October 15th of 1988 from the WWF when they were doing a tour in Italy at this particular time. And I got some of the matches on here that they were doing. So apparently, and this was like kind of a thing until I would say recently, but a lot of times when like a U.S. American companies would go tour Europe, let's just say they didn't put on like the best shows. Like it'd be like half main events. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like your B shows. You know what I mean? Because I guess they never really knew what they're gonna draw, and they would always use like their kind of like their top European star to be like the biggest draw. You know, you have like Bret Hart out there, you know, guys like that. So around 1988, the big European draw was actually Tito Santana, which I didn't really realize at this time that he was like their big European draw.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense in a way. I mean, you know, Tito is, he's like the Latin lover type guy. So maybe that was big in Europe. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
You think he would have fit into this movie? No, probably not.
No.
Would anybody fit in this movie? All right, let's go. So we got so this is some of the matches I just want to talk about they had on this Italian European tour. Okay. So we have Brian Blair and the Junkyard Dog versus Akeem and Harley Race. That's a weird match.
That is kind of weird, but that would be awesome though. Akeem.
Yeah. So we have Leaping Lanny Poffalo versus Barry Horowitz. All right, kind of like your opening, youngster match, that gets the crowd going a little bit. I wonder. This is probably the time where Leaping Lanny. I don't know if he was reading off it. No, he wasn't the. I don't know if he was the professor yet. Would he read off his little poems and shit?
Yeah.
All right, and not the main event, but like third from the top, I guess, was actually the match that we watched because I sent you the clip of it. I don't know if you got to watch it or not. You can find it on you can find it on Facebook and YouTube. It's really quick.
Right.
It's Tito Santana versus Andre the Giant.
Wow.
Very interesting match.
Yeah, so Andre went to Europe, but Hogan didn't, I guess. Well, it was 1988, but yeah.
So this is when Andre could barely move.
Yeah.
He's a huge man during this particular time. Contrary to what people believe, he did not die in 1988 after WrestleMania 3. He actually died in 1991, I believe. 92 or 91. So basically this match, which is like, did you watch this or you didn't get a chance to watch this yet?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
So this is very interesting, actually. I thought this clip that they showed is very interesting. I couldn't really tell, but I think we have a heel Tito Santana going after a babyface Andre the Giant. Very interesting, because I never really seen Tito Santana work heel at all before. He was always the Arabia babyface guy.
Yeah, I mean that would be really odd, especially this time, because Andre was probably a heel.
Yeah,
I would say at this point, but Andre was, I don't know, man, because Andre was super popular everywhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he was, even as a heel, he was popular. So maybe he's working heel. I'm watching the clip now. Maybe Tito's working heel because Andre is just more popular.
It could be that, or it just the clip looks like it's Tito's the heel, but he's not. He's actually the babyface, just making his comeback.
True, because he's like stomping Andre when he's down. But I mean, how else would you beat Andre?
Yeah,
I mean, Andre's like down on one knee, and he's about as tall as Tito is. Standing up.
The only thing that made me think that this was a heel Tito was at the end. I'm not sure if you got there yet. So after Andre pins him by just sitting on his ass, sitting on him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Tito starts fighting him again, and Andre does the whole, he's in the rope spot, and then Tito knocks out referee Tim White, who actually used to travel with Andre all the time. That's why he was probably refereeing this match. He knocks out Tim White and starts beating his ass some more like a heel. So very interesting. Very interesting clip. It could have been. It's either one or two things. We're not knowing the context behind it. It's either Tito is a beloved babyface in Europe, and he's just getting his, he's just fighting for his life against the evil giant, or it could be the lovable giant beat Tito, but he's still getting the upper hand by the heel Tito. So one of the two.
It's really weird that as long as Andre's career was, he could never figure out a way not to get caught up in those ropes.
Yeah, no.
He would do it all the time, man. You would think he'd work on some counter for that, but I guess not.
So yeah, but it's actually kind of a cool little sequence though. I liked it though. I thought that was pretty cool. The next match we have is The Rock Don Morocco versus Greg the Hammer Valentine. All right, and then there was a WWF Women's Championship match, the Essential Sherry versus Rockin' Robin. So we're keeping that going. And then the main event was the British Bulldogs versus Demolition that
would have been cool.
Yeah. So yeah, and it was the David Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid version versus Axis match. So that'd been pretty cool. So yeah, not the biggest house show to happen in Italy, but we got some pretty good stars on this show. It's kind of like very B show, basically. We don't have our A players over here right now. The A players are probably running in the United States during this time because they would split the crew. They would have an A and a B show. Usually your A show would have Hulk Hogan on it. Your B show would have like Macho Man or somebody like here on here. But this one they got Andre, so I would say it's a pretty good B show during this time. Even though Andre at this time was very limited at what he could do.
Yeah, I would have been super happy to see Andre on any show.
Yeah.
But you're right. This is latter day Andre, though.
And you got to remember like the time frame. You know what I mean? Like it's not like Andre. Andre's a legend right now in 1988 for sure because obviously he did. It was a big draw. I mean, he drew the biggest rating with Hulk Hogan on that Saturday Night's main event. I mean, that thing was viewed by millions of people. All right.
Yeah.
And obviously he drew with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3, but then after those two with Hulk Hogan. The later part of Andre's career was basically him and tags because he could barely do too much.
Because he could barely move. You could even tell in this match he could barely move around. Like he couldn't really get up off the ropes. Up off the mat. Like you could tell that he could just barely move.
Yeah. So he still had his charm, obviously, to him, but he was very. He would need a bumping baby. That's why I was like not too sure if Tito was the heel or not, because usually Andre at this time would need like a big bumping baby face for him to bump all around to make the match look a lot better. So
right, exactly.
That's a quick little show that we got in Italy at this time where this movie was supposedly released. So we can go see a good old wrestling match and then go rent Touch of Death and
be disappointed.
And be disappointed and be like, hey, can I get my Italian money back?
And be disappointed with our whole night.
Yeah. So that's the little WWF show I found in the Italies and the Italians. So very B show, but it was all right. So, but Alison, what do we have going on in the world of the metal music around the supposed release date of Touch of Death? What is our boy Lester going to be listening to there, Alison?
So, and after our disappointing wrestling match and our disappointing movie, this topic that I want to talk about is not disappointing at all. So as we mentioned before, we don't really know when this movie came out. So I picked an album or a band that I want to talk about for a while, and there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no movie to correspond with this week. So it gives me a chance to talk about this band called Sanctuary. Sanctuary is kind of a little known Seattle band, but they're like one of these bands that kind of got the ball rolling for the Seattle music scene. So like the scene that Alison Chain and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and those bands would eventually come out of. Sanctuary was one of the first 80s bands that was famous, if you will. Like they had a major record deal. Not a lot of bands came out of Seattle at the time. I mean, Soundgarden was around in '88, but they were very, very young. But so basically the album I want to talk about is an album called Refuge Denied. It's the first album from Sanctuary. It was released on Epic Records in April of 1988. It is maybe one of the most known things about it is it was produced by Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. So their story is they had formed in like the mid 80s, and the classic give the rock star your demo tape worked for them. So Megadeth was playing in Seattle. The band ran into him in his hotel, gave him their demo tape. He liked it a lot. It got him signed to Epic and produced their first album.
When does that work?
And right. And so it's a story that you always hear about, right? So it's like it's like it's kind of thrash metal. They're kind of a thrash band, but I think they sound more like Judas Priest. Like it's like kind of fast Judas Priest. And this album, the first album was really good, and their second album they only really have two. They made two albums and then they broke up. But the first one was the one we're talking about. It's called Refuge Denied. Basically, this album came out, the second album came out, and then they broke up. And then three of the guys, Warrell Dane, who was the singer, and Jeff Loomis, and I can't remember the third guy. Once this band broke up, they kind of got back together in the early 90s and started a different kind of band that you may have heard of called Nevermore.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, Nevermore came out of this band called Sanctuary. Now they sound completely different. Worrell sings completely different in Sanctuary than he does in Nevermore. Nevermore had this kind of like, it's sort of power metal, I guess, in a way. I mean, you've heard what they sound like, but it's more epic, right? It's got this epic heavy metal sound. And Sanctuary, he sings really high, like Rob Halford or King Diamond or somebody like that. It's completely different sound. But basically, I wanted to bring this up because I think this album fucking rips. I mean, it's a really, really good record. And much better. I mean, Nevermore was a good band, but this is, in my opinion, much better than Nevermore was. But this is more up my alley than Nevermore ever was, really. But I don't know. I'm sure I sent you this really late, so I'm sure you didn't get a chance to listen to it. But this is a really, really good record that people should check out. And they have 2 albums. They did make a third one, but it was like a reunion album. And I think Worrell had already died by the time this album came out. He died in, like, let me see if he sings on that one. No, he does. They got back together and made a record in 2014. So they have 3 albums technically, but they had one in 88, one in 90, and then they got back together for reunion in 2014. I've never heard the reunion album. I don't know what it sounds like, but the first 2 albums are really good. The first one's called Refuge Denied, and the second one's called Into the Mirror Black, which is more famous.
Okay.
They had a song, an MTV video, and Headbangers Ball, and they were kind of getting big at that point, and then they just kind of broke up. Maybe if they'd made it like a couple more years, they might have been part of that Seattle sound, that Seattle scene. But, they came out in 1990, because that was the same year, I believe, 90 or 91 was the same year that had to be 90 was when Alison Chains' first album came out. And it just kind of floundered too. Like it didn't really do anything. And then once they got big for Dirt, the first album just went through the fucking roof. So if they'd hung around for a couple more years, they probably would have been huge. But that's not how it worked out for them. But I don't know. If you get a chance to listen to it, you definitely should. They're called the album's called Refuge Denied by Sanctuary. It's great. It's thrashy power metal.
Oh, nice.
I guess you'd say.
Well, we like that on here, brother. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's right up our alley for sure.
Well, we'll play a song at the end of this episode for all the podcast listeners.
Let's do it.
All right. Like I said, if you listen to us in the podcast version, you get a little extra because
you get music.
The YouTube's on here, brother. They'll copyright the shit out of us.
Yeah, YouTube hates fun.
Exactly. But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
It's what it is. Yeah.
All right. So speaking of it is what it is, let's get into who booked this shit, brother.
Yeah, because I want to know whose idea this shit was.
Well, it was Fulci's idea.
Yeah, apparently.
All right. So, this one was written and directed by Fulci.
Yes.
All right. And so here's the breakdown of basically why this was made. All right.
Okay.
So it says on here, by the second half of 1980s, Italian cinema was finding it more difficult to get theater distributions. Oh, you don't say. Was it
you don't say.
Was it the Devil's Honey? Multiple bushy, hairy scenes. Was that
That's what I was thinking.
Was that not doing it? All right, for Italian cinema.
Yeah, they got Devil's Honey in there. Like, we don't want any more of this shit.
Yeah. So I was like, what's going on here? As films released to home video did not need to be sent to the ratings board for a theatrical screening certification, some productions, including Touch of Death, saved money by releasing films direct to video. So basically, they didn't need to put a rating on their films.
Right. Yeah, because it went straight to video.
Yeah. So straight, because this doesn't have a rating on it. Besides shitty. I guess that's a rating.
Besides shitty.
All right.
Rated shitty.
So I'm going to fuck this up. Anybody that's listened to the Retro Blood for a long time
I can't wait.
knows that I fuck up Italian shit.
I cannot wait for this.
I am that character from Inglourious Bastards. What's his name? The guy that played by
if you hadn't asked me that, I could have told you.
It just escaped me when I was going to say his name.
Yeah.
Fucking the guy who was in a Fight Club. God damn it.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. I'm Brad Pitt's character from
Inglourious Bastards.
I definitely am. All right, so okay, this film was part of a series titled Amistria del Thriller.
Sure.
All right, I guess it's like basically it's direct to home, direct to TV horror movies, basically.
Yes.
Italian version, which we've done a bunch of direct to home videos before here on the Retro Blood, and some good, some bad, I would say. This one though was more like direct to home video, because if this was direct for TV, it wouldn't have half the shit it probably had in it. All right, so this was
true.
So this was produced by Carlo Alberto Afria. All right, he presented the project to Luciano Martino, who rejected it, and later made a deal with Augusta Camlitos, seen internationally. All right. His company then contacted Alpha Cinematography and signed Duck and sold television rights to the series Rotila. All right.
Okay.
So basically this guy Carlos was the kind of producer. So he wanted to make basically like this series of horror movies direct to home video. We've seen that. We talked about this, in the States before. When we did Puppet Master and all those direct to home video released from was it Blue Entertainment or something? They did a bunch of direct to home videos, very successful. So now, since it's hard for them to get theatrical releases, there's so much limitations they had to do in getting the funding. This guy Carlos thought it would be a great idea to get the home video market going, since that was a very strong market right now for horror films. All right. And speaking of that, I guess like nowadays versions would be like streaming. Like you have like your horror film or horror TV show direct to streaming in a way.
Yeah, true. So I mean, and like you talked about before, we've done a lot of direct to video movies. All those Charles Band movies we did were all direct to video.
Yeah.
Most of them were better than this, but I'm just saying they were direct to video.
So we have cinematographer, God, what a name, Silvano Tessicini. Got director Lucio Fulci involved in the series. All right. Fulci had just returned from the Philippines after shooting Zombie 3, which you could check out in the archives. And this is the point where that was the film that made him ill. Remember that Zombie 3 movie? He actually, when he got done with it, he was feeling a little ill. All right.
Yeah. So, and then he made this.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, like I was saying at the beginning, Silvano, he wanted Fulci to be part of like the production as a supervisor. Okay.
Right.
Like he kind of just wanted him to, supervise some projects they had going on. But Fulci was like, no, brother, I'm fucked up on some Philippines seaweed. I have a great script for you all. I have the touch of death.
I got the Philippine flu, and I'm going to make this touch of death movie I've always wanted to make about chainsaw killing.
Yes. So instead of like supervising his own film, he came direct and was going to write it. So very interesting.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
So there's other films in the series. We have one that's a Hansel and Gretel story. We have Bloody Psycho, which sounds pretty fun. Yeah. We have a Massacre was one of them. And we have a bunch of ones in Italian that I could not pronounce at all.
Yeah. Well, apparently Fulci did two of them. He did.
Yeah, he did two of them,
I didn't know this, but Sodom's Ghost was also one of these movies.
Yes.
Which is a movie I would actually like to do. I forgot about that. I don't know for sure when it came out. I don't know if it came out in the late 80s or the early 90s, but he did do that. But he made that movie first.
This one looks way
funner. I believe he directed Sodom's Ghost first.
Have you seen
It's about
poster?
Nazis. Yeah. It's about Nazis and orgies and ghosts. It's fantastic.
I don't see a release date on here. God damn, we should have done this one. Fuck. This is way better. Okay, so filming for this one began in May 30th, 1988. So it probably came around the same period as this one. Okay, we'll have to save that one on the back burner. Sodomy's Ghost, brother. It's on this poster, it has like these kids staring at a Nazi flag and bats coming out of it.
Yeah, it's badass.
I'm down with that. Well, hey, that's what this show is, man. We just keep rolling with this show, brother. We keep rolling. All right. So the budget of these films vary per source, stating that each film had around 300 to 350 million Italian.
All
right. While production manager Zingla stated that there were about 207 million of Fulci stating it was 200 to 300 million. The films were shot in 16 millimeter film and blown up to 35 millimeter and were shot in 3 to 4 weeks. Oh, you don't say.
You don't say.
This
I'm
one was
surprised
probably
it took
shot in a
that
weekend.
long.
Well, you know,
I was going to say, like, it took 3 weeks to make this.
We had to get his shadow just in the perfect angle. Takes a while, brother. Okay.
Yeah, that shadow shit was fucking me up. So, but yeah.
So each of the films were generally the same crew and some recurring cast members. So that's kind of cool. You know, you got like the same crew members, the same cast members. I do like it when they do that. So it says filming for Touch of Death began on June 22nd of 1988, shortly after Fulci finished filming Sodomy's Ghost. So he did Sodomy's Ghost first, and then he did this film.
Yeah.
All right. The film was shot around Rome in video studios. Fulci later spoke negatively about both films. Oh, you don't say.
Shit. You don't say.
Has there been a review where he hasn't not spoken bad about his films?
His early movies. Yeah, very humble man. Yeah, his 80s movies, his early 80s movies he liked, I think.
So basically, he spoke negatively about the film, stating that there were so many shots in the film to get the minimum running time of the films complete. Which, I mean, there was some, you could tell there was some filler. Like when we have Lester exploring his randomly abandoned horse racing place with horses still there. Yeah. It took like half the film and for no reason he was there. All right. So Fulci also argued with the producers on the set while the producers were unhappy with him as Fulci was consistently behind schedule. Oh, you don't say. We have more producers not happy with Fulci. All right. Interesting. So, you know, I do agree with Fulci on this one. You know, the pacing of these, this movie in particular, it's not the best. There is a couple fillers in here that was just weird.
Yeah, this movie should have been like an hour long, maybe.
Yeah.
If we're gonna make this thing at all.
So there's something about the release. All the films in the series were released to home video by Formula Home Video under headlining Lucio Fulci Presents. So they're using his name, kind of like a Dario Argento Presents. They were using Fulci's name for the Presents on here.
Yeah, yeah.
So apparently there's some drama again. So
yes, there is.
Alfreya sued Formula Home Video for releasing them as he owned the home rights to the series. Formula went bankrupt, and the series was later released on VHS and DVD by Avo Film, who produced the home video rights to them. All right. And this film was also known for a different title. Okay. It was also known in Germany as Alice Broke the Mirror. Yes. Who the fuck is Alice? And there was no broken mirrors here at all. What the fuck? There's
no character in this movie named Alice that I can recall. There's also no mirrors.
Maybe one of the chicks was, but she was
maybe.
I mean, we had Lester, and we had all those other chicks, the widowers.
So. Actually, I guess her name is Alice, but I didn't really. I did not get that.
I think
you're lucky I finished this thing.
I think the first one with the man beard. I think her name was Alice, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Maybe.
I just watched this shit. I can't remember.
When we do the review of this, I will tell you the exact moment when I checked out.
Okay.
And almost didn't finish.
Was it the beginning scene?
No.
All right, let's see what else we have on here. Just some little stuff. Apparently, there's a connection between this and A Cat in the Brain, 1990. So, not exactly sure. Okay. It just says that it was edited into A Cat in the Brain, whatever the hell that means. All right. So let's see. So this is also one of the 6 films that director Fulci edited into his very own feature. A Cat in the Brain was one of them. Bloody Psycho, Hansel and Gretel, Massacre, The Murder Secrets, and Fantasma di Sodome. All right.
Oh, so he took. Okay, so wait a minute. Yeah. All right, so that makes sense. Yeah. So he took all of those movies, edited them together, and it became Cat in the Brain. Okay.
Well, it says this is one of the 6 films that director Lucio edited into his very own feature. All right. So I guess maybe he.
So
I don't know.
yeah. So Cat in the Brain. I haven't seen it in a long time. I have it on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched the Blu-ray version of it. But so basically, Cat in the Brain was not a movie that he shot. He edited 2 movies together. He edited this and Sodom's Ghost together, and with scenes from those other movies from the series to make Cat in the Brain.
Interesting. That's trippy, and I guess we'll have to explore that one day.
Maybe we'll do it as a Lights Out at some point.
There you go. Or Retro Blood 90s. I give you a whole month of that.
Yeah, because Fulci. Well, okay, so Fulci is a character in Cat in the Brain.
Oh, okay.
So it's hard to describe if you haven't seen it. It's really bizarre. It's a really bizarre movie.
Oh, you don't say. All right.
I don't know why that would surprise anybody at this point.
Bro, he must have been fucked up after that fucking Zombie 3. He just like
he never got over getting sick in the Philippines.
No, nothing. So
Fulci plays himself in that movie. But anyway,
okay, interesting. Cool to check that out. Well, everybody, I say let's get into it. Let's get into the full review of the direct-to-home video, Touch of Death.
Let's do it, I guess.
And now for a look at the local news. Rubbish collectors on the north side had an unpleasant surprise this morning when one of the containers they were collecting proved to be holding the remnants of a local woman who apparently had been mutilated and dismembered with a power saw.
Good morning.
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, I slept in here. It's a lot quieter than that building site, and nobody wakes you up getting rid of dead bodies.
So we start off the film with a gate that says no trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
We have some slow looking shots throughout a house.
Yeah.
And we finally see our main character, which we'll see a shit ton of him throughout the whole movie. This is when we meet Lester. All right. What's his name? Lester Parson or something like that?
Lester Parson, yeah.
So we made our boy Lester on here. He's listening to horse racing. You ever been into horse racing?
No, I don't know anything about horse racing, but this shit drove me insane and made me not want to get into it. Like this constant, like horse name after horse name after horse name after on and on and on and on, like as they're calling the horse race or whatever. I was like, holy fuck! Like this drove me. This drove me bad shit. No, I was still. Well, something happens in a minute that gets me back into it, but but I was like, oh my god, this fucking horse names. But anyway, and this happens several times in the movie, by the way.
So he's eating some steak, which I can agree with. I love me a good piece of steak meat.
Yeah.
And at first I thought he was watching like porno. Like Italian artsy porno. I thought he was watching The Devil's Honey for a second. All right. But like maybe it's like an alternative scene in there with some girl with some fucked up faces like dancing around and shit. All right.
Yeah. That was weird.
So it says good morning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I put in my notes, not good porn, and the cat wants the steak. All right.
Very good.
And then this guy is eating the most rarest steak I've ever seen in my life. You see that? He even cooked that motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't think that was even cooked. Yeah,
how do you like
just
your
raw
steak?
meat.
How do you like your steak, Mother Alison?
I like it medium rare, but not as rare as he's eating it. But I like it medium rare.
all steak lovers hate me because I get my shit medium well or well done. Fuck you, all your stupid red meat shit.
Why don't you just eat the napkin that it comes with? You'd get the same taste out of that. Like I don't understand like well done steak eaters. Like
what am I, savage?
Oh my God, like
eating blood.
Like you should have it. You should have a rare steak or a medium rare steak one time. I swear to God, you'll never go back. You'll never go back.
I've had one. I
swear.
And I was just gonna throw up with that fucking. Y'all think what am I, Hannibal over here, just eating raw meat? God damn. Okay.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if we can overcome this disagreement. This might be the last episode of this show.
I can't do it, man. I'll try. No, if I have one, I've had some before, and it just makes me so sick. All that fucking blood and shit on there. You guys are nasty, bro. Cook your fucking food, assholes. All right. Anyway, so he's eating his raw ass steak. All right. And then we get more shots of the fucking house, and then we go down to the basement, and now that we can see the same porno girl he was watching, she's down in the basement now, and there's something wrong with her leg. Like there's like a hole in her leg or something. All right. And she's naked.
Yeah, they all have some weird deformity, right? All the women in this movie mostly have something wrong with them. Yeah.
Yeah. All the women. Yeah. We're gonna find out that all the women have a weird deformity, like you're saying, and they're all widows and they're all rich.
Right.
So kind of reminds me of my friend back home in Texas.
Right? No. Okay. Yeah.
He likes to find the rich ones, I guess.
Well, you got to get by somehow, right?
Yeah,
got to make ends meet.
All right, so I like in my notes here. We see the girl from the TV with her leg busted open. She's naked, no bush.
No bush.
And that's interesting. And my brother, that Honey movie got me. Every time I got to see Italian girls, they have to have bushes now.
All right, they used up all the bush budget for the other movie.
Exactly. All right, so now we have Lester. He has a chainsaw now. Now he's cutting up all those girls' body parts. So that part was cool. The gore parts were really cool in this movie.
Yeah. This is still in the credit sequence, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we're still like we're at the very beginning of the movie, and he's already like fucking chainsaw massacring some naked bitch in this movie. But
I thought this shit was gonna be pretty wild. So he's cutting her head off, her arms off, and stuff. He's grinding her meat, and then he feeds the grind meat to the pigs.
Well, he eats part of it because he's a cannibal. Yeah. But he, because the steak was actually from a dead body. But so then he also has these pigs that he feeds the meat. He grinds it up and feeds the meat too, which is fucking weird. But okay.
So now after he's done feeding his pigs human meat and he's all happy, now he's driving around town, feeling good about himself. He goes to his office, I guess. I don't know what the fuck he did for work. To be honest with you, they didn't say it at all. We don't have time. We don't have time for that, brother. We're in a time budget. All right. He looks at his wife's painting, and then he gets money from the safe. All right. And then obviously we find out what his name is, Lester. And now Lester is betting on horse. Like he has a gambling addiction, basically.
Yes.
And his game of choice is horse racing.
Horse racing, yeah.
Okay. All right. So his choice is horse racing. Okay. And now he's calling up to bet on a horse race. All right. Mm-hmm. And now when he gets off the phone, he sees one of many newscasts. Okay.
Yes.
Saying
about the murder.
About the murder. They found a girl's dead body in the trash pile. All right. Her body was all cut up and stuff. And they know the girl was rich. All right. And then now they're looking into her private life. Because she was recently divorced to a very rich, famous guy, all right? And they're looking to her private life to see if they can find a suspect, okay? And now Lester is a little worried about this, so he plays a recording of his shadow self.
So I guess. So I don't understand this either. So he's speaking to himself, right? Through a tape recording of his own voice.
Was correct? That his voice? I think that was his voice, yes.
I think so. I think that's my understanding is that he's speaking to himself. So there's a tape recording playing that I think is his own voice, and he speaks to it. Like he has a conversation with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
And at this one, he's basically saying, well, I didn't leave anything around, no body parts and stuff. There's no evidence around here. Don't worry about it. All right. I even got rid of her fake teeth. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Okay, this part right here was actually comedy for me, and I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or not. Okay, so Lester goes to some old building, all right,
Mhm.
and he's doing some illegal, I guess, illegal horse gambling from these
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
and this guy, it was basically saying, I guess, the main ringleader of the illegal horse racing guys was like, Lester, even if this horse race were fixed and you gambled, you would still lose. That's what the guy is telling him. So he's making jokes about
Yeah.
him. All right. So now, as Lester asked for an advance because he doesn't have enough to bet on this horse thing, and
Mhm.
the guy says like, "No, if you're short on money and stuff, we're not going to give it to you." All right. And he says like, this guy, Lester guy doesn't have any luck. All right. So I guess, Lester, he's a gambler, but he doesn't have any luck gambling. All right.
No, he loses a lot.
And then we hear some helicopter sound and some police. And the two guys from the building who are doing the illegal horse racing gambling ring
Yeah.
pack up their stuff in the most calmest manner I've ever seen. They were so polite. They're not worried about getting raided by the Italian police or nothing. They're like,
No.
oh shit, the cops find us. Let's just pack up our stuff and
They
get
have
on out of
plenty of
there.
time to get out. Yeah, they have plenty of time to get out.
Plenty of time. And they were going so slow. I was
Mhm.
like, what the fuck is going on here? And they just leave Lester there. Next thing you know, we cut. Lester just got out of there scotch free as well, too. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we cut to his cat. All right. Now Lester is reading the Lonely Hearts page of a newspaper article. So
Mhm.
that's where he finds all his women
Yes.
there. Ain't no Tinder over here, brother. All right.
No, this is pre-Tinder when you used to have to. Yeah, I guess apparently you made an ad in the newspaper. Oh my god.
I had a newspaper about a lonely widow. All right, that's hilarious to me. I don't know why. So
It is hilarious. It's ridiculous, but yeah,
so here's
people
a
used to
woman-
do it, I guess.
So he hears a woman's voice, and
Mm.
she's after her husband dies. Lester says, "You found him now." Lester's now with this woman who has a beard.
Mhm.
Like she's like a redhead with a beard,
Mm.
and they're on the bed, and she is just loving everything about our boy Lester. Oh, Lester! All right, she got mold on her titties and everything. All right.
I thought that was really bizarre.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is shocking to me, but yeah.
It's comedy, Allison. You are not entertained.
It's supposed to be. I think you're right. It's supposed to be funny. I think. I guess I guess it's supposed to be funny.
So she loves everything that our boy Lester is putting down.
Mhm.
She is now drunk. All right. She asks, like, "Does your wife ever dance like this?" He's like, "Not like you, baby." All right. Her head is spinning. He lays her on the couch. He wants to go get more drinks. He spikes one of the drinks because remember, he's trying to kill her and get her money. All right.
Mhm.
But he gives her the drink, and she doesn't want to drink it now. All right. She's like, "Why do you want to get me more drunk?" He's like, "Oh, to seduce you later." All right. All right. So he has something special planned for her later. She drops the drink. So now he has to go make another drink.
This actually was pretty funny to me. This actually was pretty funny where he kept trying to get her to drink the poison drink and she kept doing different things to not accidentally not drink it, like dropping it and switching the glass with his and that kind of thing. Yeah, this part was actually pretty funny.
So he's trying to make her like another drink, and she's like, "Hey, you never told me why you wanted me to sell my stock."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "No, no worries." All right. All right, and now he wants her to drink the spiked drink again, but she wants a cigarette. All right.
Yeah.
She then mixes the drink around. All right, and Lester's trying to follow the drink that's the spiked one, and she and he was like, "Why did you switch the drinks around?" She's like, "Well, I was checking both levels to make sure we had equal levels on here, so we can get equally fucked up."
Yes.
All right. He's like, and then he's like, "You know what? I think you're right. I think we have too much drinks for today. Let me get you a water." So he spikes the water, and then he basically pours it down her. He kind of forces it down her throat.
Yeah.
All right, now she's going to be sick, so she goes pukes it all out. So she never got the poison in her at all because she puked it out. So now he gets a stick because he can't spike her. So now he just goes up to her, knocks her in the head, and boy, she started bleeding like this is some Italian blood when he knocks her in the head and stuff.
Oh yeah. She's bleeding like Great Muta in those famous matches, like where those shit run down her fucking
She fucking juiced quickly, brother.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So she quickly
Crimson
runs
Mask.
away. Yeah, she quickly runs away. She smashes the. She basically smashes her face Fulci style. I put in my notes.
Yeah.
She's still okay after all this. She crawls through the house all fucked up. Lester now gets to her, punches her in the face, and now he puts her halfway in the oven. And this is probably when we get our best gore scene of the movie, when he melts her fucking face off, Italian style.
It's yeah, you're right. It's ridiculous, but yes, I'm pretty sure faces don't melt, but whatever. She's made out of wax. She's made out of wax.
Yeah, boy, she's made out of wax. It's all that plastic surgery, brother. All right, come on.
Yeah.
All right. I like my notes. We see Italian gore meat. All right. All right. And Lester drags the body out, puts her in the trunk. Now he's putting her in the trunk, but her legs won't fit, and they keep popping out.
So I guess this scene was pretty funny. I mean, because she won't fit in the trunk now, so he's trying to figure out a way to get her in there.
Yeah, some Three Stooges humor shit.
Yes, yeah.
So then he drags the body off to some work site and throws her into some, not even a cement, it was like some water.
Yeah.
And then we have a homeless dude who has a symbol on his head like Charles Manson. He's watching it all. So now Lester's watching the news video of the redhead he killed in the tube. No, he's watching his video that he made of. So I guess he records his victims, right? And then he rewatches them, I guess.
Yeah.
And now he's looking at her jewelry. And then Lester goes to the car the next morning, and that homeless dude that was on that site is now in his car.
Yeah.
And Lester's like, "Why the fuck you get in my car?" He's like, "Well, it was quieter than than where I was sleeping at before because of all the people dumping bodies." All right. And then the guy's like, "Hey, what's the quickest way to get to town?" Lester's like, "Well, it's over there." And then he just leaves. He doesn't even try to blackmail him at all or anything. It's fucking weird. So the homeless guy just walks away. And then now Lester follows him through a dirt road. And then he just runs him over multiple times. And I need you to explain something soon to me, Alison. So go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, so what I got out of this scene was that he was trying to blackmail him. Like he kind of implied that he was going to when he was talking about how, like, with the dead bodies or seeing the dead body, like he was kind of implying he was going to blackmail him.
Yeah.
And then that's why Lester killed him. He just ran him over.
Yeah, but like, why did he ask, like, "Oh, hey, how do I get to the city?" So I'm going to go to the city and blackmail you, even though this homeless guy did not do blackmailing correctly. You're supposed to send the guy a letter or something. He just showed up in his fucking car like an idiot.
Right. Yeah.
"Hey, I'm going to blackmail you. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it right now. Can you please tell me where to go so you can find me to kill me?"
Yeah. Can you tell me which way to go to the city so I can blackmail you?
Fucking idiot. All right. So now this idiot gets run over multiple times. It looks like his brother. Okay. This is some sports entertained shit over here, brother. Okay. So this guy, this stupid homeless guy, he doesn't know how to blackmail anything. Gets fucking run over. His head gets run over. His body gets run over. It's all caved in. He's dead as shit. And next thing we know, on the fucking newscast, there's this homeless guy who's actually okay from all of his injuries, and he's getting a description of what the guy looks like. Motherfucker, I just saw his chest cave in. Dead. Gone. Buried, brother.
I mean, the fact that we're laughing at this makes me think that maybe the comedy was more successful than we thought. But probably, yes. It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, he's clearly smashed underneath his car.
Yeah.
But then the next day, the newscaster talks about how he gave a description of the maniac.
Yeah. So it was okay. Just a scratch.
Just a scratch. Just a flesh wound.
So now the police he's watching a newscast. Now the police has found the redhead with a burnout face. So she found them. I think that was a Trish girl. They're saying this homeless guy who, I put in my notes, they're saying this homeless guy who looked like hamburger meat in the last scene is okay and knows who's been killing the women. That's what I put in my notes.
Wow.
I had about 5 question marks. All right. All right. Lester is now looking worried. and he's gonna go talk to his he's gonna go talk to himself again, I guess. So
Right.
Lester plays his pre-recorded tape of therapy. I thought at first like he'd had like a pre-recording of himself that every time he would do something fucked up, he would play it to like calm himself down. But later we find out it was just his inner shadow.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True.
His shadow was talking to him. Oh, so artsy. All right. So basically, his shadow therapist self that doesn't want to kill him yet just says, "Don't make any mistakes." And Lester's like, "I don't make any mistakes, motherfucker. You did. You hamburger
You've
meat
made
this
several.
homeless guy, and this guy magically came back to life to tell you are."
Yeah.
So on here, they said that the killer has a beard and wears glasses. So what did Lester do? He shaved and he took off his glasses.
Shaves and wears contacts instead, I guess.
So now he's walking outside now with the box. All right. He gives this jewelry box to this appeal guy. The appeal guy says, "What are you joking over here? All this shit is costume jewelry." All right. And then Lester's like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, you can find all this shit in a jack in the box or a cracker in the box." All right.
Right.
So now Lester's listening to damn horse racing again.
Yeah.
Looks like, and then now just based on his face, it looks like his horse is losing because he sucks at horse racing betting.
Right.
He reads the paper again to get another date. He meets this girl who's like an opera singer. I guess she was like in her description, she is a widower. All right.
Yeah.
She likes the opera sing. She likes to opera sing while having sex.
Yeah, this is Alice, the one that broke the mirror, apparently.
Oh,
this is Alice.
Gotcha. I mean,
this is the part where I checked out.
Why would they name her in this fucking title of the movie when she didn't do jack shit?
I don't know. This is the part that made me check out, though.
So, was it the singing and the sex and the slaving? Oh, I like when they're singing and they're like slapping each other. That was pretty funny.
That's the part, like where he's where. I wish we could put the sound of this movie just into the show. We don't have to put the video, but like the sound of her singing opera while he's slapping her.
Maybe I'll try to add that in.
It's fucking it's ridiculous. At that point, I was like, okay, like I'm not watching the rest of this. I'll just take your word for what happens.
So they go to bed. She's still singing. She sings to herself.
Yeah.
Now he goes for the whip. Remember, she likes opera singing and S&M apparently.
Apparently.
So she ties the whip around her neck and chokes her out.
Yep.
Quickly, very easy. He finds her hidden money in a poker table.
Mm-hmm.
Now his big thing is he has to transport her from this house to somewhere.
Yeah, to get rid of the body. And he puts her in the front seat though, because remember the last time she wouldn't fit in the trunk because he had to cut her feet off.
Yes, that's right. He puts the girl in the front seat now.
I actually enjoy this more thinking back on it than I did watching it. But so he puts her in the front seat.
All right. So he brings her in the front seat and she won't stay down, basically. She keeps falling down. And he tries to buckle her up. And now he's trying to close her mouth, but he can't close her mouth.
Right.
Okay. All right. So he finally gets the mouth closed. He gets the seat on there and they drive off. All right. So she's falling over while they're driving off. And then, of course, he gets stopped by a blockade cop.
By a cop,
right?
yeah.
The cop just asks for his license. He goes to where the girl is at, stares a little bit. We hear that dumb cop music that we used to hear all the time in horror films. Remember they used to do that back in the 70s? Every time we see it would give like some serious horror movie where some fucked up shit's happening, but every time we see the cops, they would have like this dumb cop music.
Which I think this scene was influenced by that because this is like another dumb cop scene because he doesn't notice that she's dead.
Well, you know, speak my favorite one, and this is in the 70s.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Last House on the Left, the original one?
Yeah, with
how fucked that
that's
movie was.
Bizarre.
And then every time you would see the cops, you would play that dumb cop music, and then they just go back.
Yeah, like that's bizarre. Like that to me, that's what this was influenced by, or a parody of that, because like the cop in this movie doesn't notice that she's dead.
Yeah.
But like in Last House on the Left, like that movie's so dark and just disturbing. But then you have the dumb cop scenes where it's like, the cops from Smoking the Bandit or whatever. Yeah, it's so weird that that's even in there. But maybe we'll do that movie one day on the Lights Out. But anyway,
that's a fun one. That's what this reminded me of. Every time when I hear the dumb cop, Three Stooges music, that always reminds me of that movie.
Right.
So he gets his license and stuff. Now he's writing up a ticket, and Lester's like, "Well, what did I do?" And he stares at the sign. He said 15 kilometers.
Yeah.
All right. Even though Lester had a Florida-looking license plate, and they don't go by kilometers in the good old USA. Thank you. I know.
Also every sign in it was also in English.
Yes. So there you go.
Yes, I don't know. Do you follow? Do they have kilometers in Australia?
Yes, yeah, they do.
Yeah. When I was in Canada, that was really difficult because like it's flat as fuck there, so you could literally go 200 miles an hour if you wanted to. Like there's no or curved or nothing. It was just straight line for like as far as you could see. But like I never knew how fast I was going. Like I was driving like 100 kilometers an hour. I'm like I don't know how fast that is. I'm gonna get a ticket. I don't fucking.
It's pretty.
I'm an American. I don't know shit about metrics.
Yeah, me either. You know what I mean? So basically over here, like, you just follow whatever the sign is and you just find it on your car because all the cars and stuff are already kilometers. So if they ask me how fast I'm actually going, I have no idea. 80.
I don't know.
Like what is 80 to American? I'm not sure. All right. So he gives him a ticket and stuff. All right. And now Lester's at home. He kicks his cat around. All right.
That pissed me off. Like, why the fuck is he kicking the cat?
I don't know.
Just to show that he's a fucking asshole?
I guess.
Fuck that guy.
So now, Lester, we have another newscast they now have named the killer.
They have, yes.
His name is Maniac.
So good. Fantastic. This is fantastic.
And now they're talking about now they're talking about Alice Olsen's death. They found her dead, strangled in her bed. Which I was like, wait a minute. So you're telling me that Lester strangled her in her bed and then drove her all around town to only just put her back in her bed again?
No, she was at his house. He took her home.
But why did he steal? So he stole money from himself?
Oh, no, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so he found the money in her house, right?
That's what I thought. But then they said, we found her in her bed strangled. So you brought her all the way out of town for a joyride?
And just took her back home, apparently. Okay. Well, all right. That's super confusing.
Unless we're missing something, then that's what I've heard. I have no idea.
Well, we'll never know because I'm not going to watch this thing again.
So the police can't explain the killer left. The police can't explain everything, but the killer did leave a whip. All right. And apparently he left the whip, and some of the whip had some blood on it.
No shit.
So by this blood, they know what the blood type is now. And now Lester says, it's my blood. All right. So now Lester goes back the next morning to the same warehouse that got raided by the cops, apparently. All right. And so now Lester goes up there with the same guys who got raided by the cops and left. They are now at the same hideout spots that got raided by the cops. Am I saying that enough? They're back in there. And Lester wants to bet. And they're saying, oh, you can't bet here, Lester. The police have wired our phone. I'm like, then at the beginning.
So why are you in the same place?
Okay. Listen, I'm not like a criminal. But I'm pretty sure if I had an illegal gambling ring and a cops raided my warehouse, I don't think I would go back to the same warehouse to do my illegal gambling thing again.
Right. Especially if you knew that your phones were bugged. He's literally like, no, they bugged our phones. Like, well, then why are you fucking using the same phones?
So now, instead of illegal gambling racing, now they're just playing poker with each other.
Right. Sure.
And Lester now wants to join into the poker because remember, he has a gambling addiction. He wants to join in. All right. So he needs at least 100 to play in. So basically Lester now has 3 kings and he keeps betting up. So they go from 300 to 500, and Lester wants to make it. Lester asks the main gambling dude with blonde hair if he can get credit, saying, "Can you raise this up 5,000?" And then the guy says, well, "Why don't you get some real trouble there, Lester? Why don't I raise you 10,000?" And Lester agrees. All right. So they have 10,000 writing on these cards. Everybody else is folded except for Lester and the main gambling blonde dude. All right. They all show the cards. All right. And of course, Lester's kings get beaten by I think it's a flush or whatever. I'm not a big poker guy, so I'm not sure. But the blonde guy beat his hand, and now Lester is in super debt now. He's $10,000 in the hole. He has 1 week to pay or else. Or else he will know what happened. So now Lester gets a phone call. All right, he gets a call from his inner self. And now he doesn't know who his inner self is and why he's calling me. And then inner self is like, "Well, I'm very close to you." And he looks around the frame. So now his inner self, shadow figure. Well, I mean, basically, I guess if we're trying to look deep into the storyline of Touch of Death, I guess Lester's inner self, his moral side, is calling him to tell him that he's fucking up really bad, basically.
I guess so.
All right. So now we are seeing the scene that didn't really need to be in this movie, but it is. Now Lester is going to go wander around his abandoned warehouse, horse ranch.
Yeah,
I guess.
This definitely is just filler. But we did forget the part where he tries to sell Alison's jewelry and it's all fake.
No, we did that. We talked about that. Remember, that was the Cracker Jacks. We're gonna.
Oh yeah. Okay,
right.
I got you.
So now we have we're at the Helene Race Club. Lester's looking around at all these horses. During this whole scene, we hear a horse broadcasting throughout the whole fucking scene. Okay.
Yeah, more of this shit.
He breaks into the office. It had a for sale sign, even though there's horses everywhere. All right. He kicks some cat food. He looks around this huge office forever. Lester hears a bunch of noises, tells him to show himself. He freaks out and he runs away now. He falls into some water. Then he gets up, he freaks out, and he sees nothing, and he drives home. And that literally took like 15 minutes. All that did. The whole scene. So now he takes a shower. He gets a phone call. He thinks it's a stalker, but no, it's a girl. It's a wrong number. All right. Then the girl calls back. All right. And then Lester thinks she's playing a game. And she's like, no, I'm not playing a game, but it looks like you have a very nice voice. And then we see the girl he's talking to, and this girl has a really fucked up lip. All right. Her name is Virginia.
Yes.
All right. And she has a fucked up lip, but she likes the way that Lester sounds. She's like, "I wish I could hire you to wake me up every morning because I like the way you sound."
That's so weird.
All right. And she now is saying it just so happens that her husband just died and she's a widower and she's looking for somebody with a nice, sweet voice like you, Lester. Wow. How convenient that she called Lester.
Yeah.
And she's all saying that he all left me this money and everything. And Lester's all excited now because he hears widower money. All right. And then Lester's like, "Why can't we discuss details right now? I'm in my wet robe right now." And she wants him to come over and visit her. She says like, he says like, "Yes, I'll come and visit you, but you got to stay exactly how you are right now." And then she's like, "Well, I want you to be how you are right now." He's like, "In a wet robe?" He's like, "Yes." And then
that's weird.
She just gives her address, and he hangs up, and she's like, "Oh, he forgot to tell me what his name was." In the realm of realism, this one is a huge fake. All right, let's just say.
Yeah. This
Okay.
Holy
I'm
fuck.
not even gonna say anything. So basically, now she's putting lipstick on her fucked up lip. All right. So this is when we get another newscast. Everybody's drinking, I guess.
Yep.
Saying they found the killer's abandoned horse racing. So you're telling me that this horse racing ranch belonged to Lester, and he did not have keys to get in the ranch. He had to break the window to get into his own ranch that he's selling.
Apparently.
Okay. And they're saying that the cops almost got to Lester, but they couldn't catch him. But they figured out what he looks like, and apparently they were wrong about his description. He's actually clean shaven with dark beard and doesn't wear glasses. So John Lester hears all this stuff, and now he dyes his hair blonde and puts on glasses now.
Yeah.
All right. So now Lester meets Virginia. They're walking around her nice little rich person pool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is totally written by an Italian man. She's saying, "Oh, I just want somebody to love me. I just want somebody to take care of me. I'm an Italian woman. I just need a male figure in my life for not to be all lonely." I was like, brother, this Fulci guy was just out to lunch on some of these lines. He was writing this shit. It was so funny.
Wow. Yeah.
He can't stop. It didn't during this whole time. She's saying all this shit, and he cannot stop staring at her lip. It kind of reminded me of that scene of Austin Powers, where Austin Powers would always look at the mole. You know what I mean? Mole.
Yeah.
Right? And so they dance a little bit. All right. And she looks like she wants a kiss, but like he doesn't want to do it yet. All right. And then now she's saying, Lester, I just want an open relationship. All right. I want all your problems to be my problems. Tell me what your problems are. He said, okay, are you sure? And she's like, yes. He's like, okay, well, you asked. I made some bad investments in the stock market. And if I don't pay him back, it's going to ruin me. And she's like, how much do you need? He's like, 200,000. She says, oh, that's a lot. She's like, yeah, I know you asked. She's like, we could arrange that. All right. And then she asks, what do you have for collateral? He's like, oh, I don't got that much. I still got a house I'm paying mortgage on and stuff. And she's like, okay, well, I got a great idea. How about we put that in my name? And once we get you paid off and stuff, I can rip up that paper. All right. And this is when now Lester now has some sort of like knife thing. It looks like you like clip lobsters with or something. He's like hanging out with that. And she's all like, she asks like, okay, I'll bring the money over here. I can help you out. All right. And he's all like, well, I mean, remember, I wouldn't ask if you didn't bring it up. All right. And now they're going to go celebrate with lobsters and wine. And then now he finally kisses her, but he kisses her on her good side. All right. So now Lester goes to his car. He doesn't see a shadow. He's wondering, that's kind of weird. Because remember, his shadow is not liking him right now.
Right, exactly.
Lester sees the gambling dude and he runs away. But the gambling dude's like, oh, don't worry about it. He ain't going to get too far. He has no money. Ha, 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 ha. They laugh.
Funny.
So now Lester books a one-way to Los Angeles because he's planning on killing Virginia, taking her money, and leaving. Lester now meets Virginia. All right. Virginia asks him, like, did you see your lawyer and everything? And Lester's like, well, what are you talking about? Like, why would you say that right when I walk in? We could talk business later. That's like if I was going to say right when I walked in, where's the money at? She's like, well, it's over there. All right. All right. So how about now he's saying, how about you create the atmosphere and I'll go get everything ready for us. All right. So he gets the lobster ready with his lobster cutters or something. He says, hey, you look like an angel. And she calls him a liar because they're teasing with each other. He's like, well, close your eyes. All right. So she closes her eyes. He grabs his lobster cutter thing. All right. He's going to go up to her and stab her. But then she opens her eyes and he pulls a gun on him. And he's like, what is this? She's like, I guess you didn't watch the news this morning, did you? Right? So she's like, plays the tape, right? And she plays the tape of like the tape. The news reporter was on there again. It's like, the time has run out for the maniac after all the evidence. After all the fucking evidence that we found on him, we have a description of this guy now.
No, we have a composite drawing.
Yes, we have a drawing of it now.
Yeah. And so I'm supposed to understand that she videotaped the news broadcast.
Yes, she videotaped it. Yeah,
talk about the maniac. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is great.
And he looks at it and he's like, I bet you called the cops. And she's like, yeah, I called the cops. And he's all like, that don't even look like me. She's like, it looks exactly like you. And I'm looking at it, I was like, brother, that don't look like him at all. It looks like some sort of fucked up face massacre dude, okay? She's like, yeah, I even recorded it and stopped the tape and went close on it. And that's how I figured out it was you. All right. All right. And then now
It's amazing.
he's like, put down the gun. And then she shoots him twice in the stomach. All right. And then we have Lester acting out him dying.
This is great. It's like in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
When he's like, yeah, it's amazing.
So he acts out his slow.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's outside now. He falls in a trash can, and then we hear the voice. This is the end of the line, Lester, for us. His shadow is back now. That's why we know it was Shadow talking to him this whole time. So it's over for us. Time to say goodbye. They finally got you. It wasn't easy. All right. I had to stop me before I had to stop you. This is some deep Italian shit right here, brother.
It is, yeah.
He is like saying the pain won't last long. Once it gets up to your chest, it'll all be over. All right, so it hits his chest. Lester falls down, and it just says the end. And that is the end of Touch of Death.
Holy shit.
Very interesting piece of storytelling over here.
I have to admit that it was way better talking about it. I enjoyed it better talking about it than I did actually watching it.
Yeah. I think our review of it was way better than the actual movie.
Yeah, our review is better than the movie, for sure. But I cannot believe that the person who made The Beyond made this.
No,
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm talking
unbelievable.
about two different realms of spectrum on movies. You know what I mean? But this is like we were saying earlier. This is probably Fulci's like experimental into dark comedy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? While not like horrible, it wasn't like it's something I would put on my rotation. You know what I mean? So
no,
yeah.
This would not be on my rotation.
So
I don't know if I would ever watch this again, but it has its place, I guess. Like it's like I said, when we talked about it, I enjoyed it better than I enjoyed it when I was watching it. So I'm like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It's still pretty bad though. It's still pretty bad.
Very something, but what a fun month though. 5 Fulci films for this whole month of August on here. We got to do a director's month again. This is pretty fun. Obviously we had the beginning of the month Anima, which I really enjoyed. Anima. I actually thought that movie was really fun.
Yeah, it was good.
It was out of all 4 movies that we watched, it was definitely the most trippiest one. But I did think the atmosphere in that one was more on the lines of the Italian movies, I would say, like the Italian movies that we like. I thought the atmosphere in that one was really great. The Black Cat was pretty fun. I do like the story of the deadly cats and stuff. That one was more more like European than anything, I would say. Like the most like European style film. Conquest is probably my favorite one that we did this month.
That's just a good movie.
A fucking good movie, bro. That was a really good sci-fi horror, like Conan the Barbarian, He-Man style film. That was one of my favorite reviews. Everybody check it out. That's Retro Blood 200. Of course, we did The Devil's Honey, which was something.
That was something.
That's actually one of our most popular reviews we did, and I enjoyed that one for what it was. Yeah, yeah, we got a lot of good feedback on that one.
Okay.
And of course,
awesome.
this Touch of Death. I don't know. If I was to rank them, I'd probably go Conquest 1, Anima, Black Cat, Devil's Honey, and then this one. I would agree with that one. So
I would agree with that.
But everybody, the retro blood rolls on. We don't stop.
We do.
We keep rolling.
No weeks off.
Because we are going to go to our September month. And September month is always our lead-in to our anniversary of October Halloween. So there's going to be a lot of content coming from the Retro Blood starting in the month of September. We have so the first we got going on of September is we're going to be doing 1980s ghost movies. All right.
Yes.
So we did like a theme like this before, I believe.
Yes.
But so this will basically be Ghost month number 2. All right.
Mhm.
And the first one that we have, I believe, is I think, was this a direct to home? This is like a TV one, right?
The Woman in Black.
Yeah, The Woman in Black. Yes.
Yeah, it was made for British television.
Yeah, British television. So these are going to be like very old school European British ghost stories that we're going to be hearing for this month. Because the first one we have up, like you were saying, is The Woman in Black. All right. And then once we drop that episode next week, we'll tell you about the full line. But the full list of this ghost are going to be like very European ghost stories. And that's going to lead us into our big October month, which is going to be very fun. We got something very special for you guys in October. And I can't wait to talk about
we've been talking about for a while.
Yeah. It's going to be fun one because I feel like the series that we're going to be doing in October, because, we try to do a series every October. I feel like this series doesn't get talked about as much, and I want to see why so. But then we got a couple lights out coming. We're still planning on doing the Battle of the Halloween Havocs before they get ripped away from the Peacock. All right.
Yeah.
And
so unless something happens, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Unless something happens, we're going to do that. Still, well, at least one more time.
And I do have another special lights out that I want to drop on Halloween. Hopefully we can get it done. We do got some time beforehand. I do want to talk about, I think I want to challenge Alison for the lights out. I want to challenge him to watch and review Halloween H2O.
Ooh.
The 20-year anniversary of Halloween. 2000s horror. Bro, have you seen this thing lately? Halloween H2O? It's actually not
real
bad.
Lately. Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not great. It's very 2000s, and I love. I actually have a. This is not okay. We're gonna go on a little bit before we go off.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a soft spot for 2 Halloween movies that we haven't done yet.
Okay.
My first one is I do want to do this movie at some time, but I either want to save it for Retro Blood 90s or I want to do it for a lights out. That's Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. That's actually one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time, even though it's one of the worst ones. But I love it.
Yeah.
And there's reasons why I have personal connections to that movie. My second one is Halloween H2O because just the weirdness of the film. All right. So I thought that'd be a very fun review that we could do on the lights out, talking all about Halloween H2O because, Halloween H2O basically skips Halloween. I think it keeps Halloween 2, but from Halloween 4, 5, and 6 and stuff, it just gets rid of all those storylines and just goes from Halloween 1, 2, and then it goes to H2O. So we have a rebirth of the Halloween series in the 2000s before we get the Rob Zombie rebirth, and then before we get the 2015 and 16 Halloween rebirth. So this is like the first Halloween reboot of Halloween H2O that we get. So it's gonna be a very fun review on there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So I'll challenge Alison to that. I might, if we have time, I might add in Halloween Resurrection, which is the worst Halloween film of the whole series. So we might either do that with Halloween 2 because it is kind of like a sequel to Halloween 2, or we might just save it for later down the road so I can bash the movie again because it sucks. All right. But everybody, thanks for joining us here on the Retro Blood Fulci Month. Very fun month over here on the Retro Blood. Like I said, like us on here, like us on the YouTubes. We appreciate all you guys' feedback and comments on there. Comment and whatever you want on there. All right. Check us out on Podbean, Apple, Spotify. This is where you can listen to the Retro Blood, plus listen to some of the music that we pick out as well too. Shout out to the Facebook group on there. Thanks for liking and supporting us on there. Also, shout out to a lot of people that listen to us from the Slasher app. We get a lot of good feedback from you guys on there too. So we appreciate it. But Alison, to take us out of here, what song should we be playing for the audience?
Man, I was thinking about that for a while. Let's play the track 2 off of Refuge Denied. It's called Termination Force.
Yes, termination force, brother. Because we got to make sure we terminate all these widows with fucked up looking faces so we can gamble all their fucking money away.
Yes.
All right.
And continually lose.
If we don't use a widow's money for gambling, why are you even getting her money in the first place?
Are we even living? Or what are we even doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
What the hell are we doing here? All right. J.H. Alison, James Kline. We'll see y'all next month for Ghost Month.
See you guys.